Now coming to the management of normal puerperium. So there can be short note on the management of the normal puerperium also. Basically, whenever you are writing about the management, whether it is obstetric question or gynecological question, you should first mention the what are the principles of management. So in puerperium, what is the principle of the management? In obstetric per se, the most of the time it will be wait and watch policy or observation. Okay, or maintenance of the physiology. So that is going to be the most important thing. So restoration of the maternal health, prevention of infection, breast care, and the family planning. So these are the main four objectives for the management of the normal puerperium. So restoring the maternal health, the purpose is promote physiological recovery after the childbirth, prevention of infection by maintaining the strict asepsis and early detection of the sepsis, breast care, promote successful breastfeeding and prevent breast complications, and family planning counsel regarding contraception before the discharge. So immediately postpartum, the first 24 hours, what we are supposed to do. So maternal observations, so close monitoring as in the fourth stage of the labor. So watch for the PV bleeding. Then about her nutrition. So oral fluids, food as she will tolerate, that can be given. Then most important is the emotional support, reassurance and counseling, especially in women with postpartum blues or neonatal illness or the loss. So we need to give the proper counseling also. Then general care during the puerperium, we need to take care of the rest, ambulation, then hospital stay, diet, bowel and bladder, and the perineal care. And at the end, contraception and the vaccination. So these are the few things which you are going to mention in the puerperium. So what about the rest and ambulation? She can have the ambulation after the vaginal delivery, even after cesarean section. We promote as early as possible. Okay, once the catheter is out, the ambulation we have to do. So early ambulation after adequate rest. So what is the importance? It improves the well-being, reduces the constipation and urinary retention, promotes uterine involution, and it decreases the chances of deep venous thrombosis and the pulmonary embolism. That is what is the importance of the ambulation. Then a hospital stay after vaginal delivery, around 48 hours the stay is more than sufficient if it is an uncompleted vaginal delivery, and early discharge if mother and baby are healthy. Diet, it will be a normal diet. Lactating women will require extra calories, protein, fluid, vitamins, and minerals. So support lactation and maternal recovery. Okay. Then coming to the bowel and bladder care. For the bladder, encourage early voiding. If there is a urinary retention, we may have to catheterize if she is not able to void or if the residual volume is more than 60 ml. Okay. So encourage the early voiding or the frequent voiding, and if she is not able to avoid, then we may have to go for catheterization. The goal is prevent urinary infection and bladder over distension. So that is what is our main goal. Then for bowel, high fiber diet, adequate fluids, early ambulation. Constipation, mild laxative like isabgola can be given. Sleep and pain relief. If there is a sleep deprivation, uh, then there can be, even she may have psychological complications also. So adequate physical and emotional rest is required. For the after pains, NSAIDs can be given. Ibuprofen is safe, can be given in the breastfeeding period. Then painful piles, symptomatic treatment is given. And for breast engorgement, appropriate breast care and the analgesia is required. Perineal care, we need to mention, she need to wash vulva with soap and water, maintain the hygiene. Sterile perineal pad is important for prevention of contamination. Seeds bath will give pain relief also. Then persistent pain, you have to examine the patient, look for hematoma, wound gape, and infection. So persistent pain, one should be careful. And analgesics such as ibuprofen can be given. It is safe during the breastfeeding. Then breast care, patient should wash the nipples with sterile water before feeding, keep nipples dry after feeding, use nursing bra, frequent short feeds, and consider candida infection if there is a persistent soreness. Okay, so these are the things about the breast care. Then maternal and infant bonding. For this, what are the things which we will suggest? One is a rooming in, that promotes the bonding. Second is a skin to skin contact that enhances the breastfeeding success also. Then baby friendly hospital practices, also improves the exclusive breastfeeding rates. The next is the infection prevention, such as strict asepsis, clean perineal dressing, especially ointment we give post delivery if there is a wound, then clean linen and surroundings, and limit unnecessary visitors. Okay. Then immunization, such as she may require vaccine or immunoglobulin. Anti-D, if she's not sensitized Rh negative mother with the Rh positive baby, will give anti-D. Rubella vaccine, if she's not immunized, then rubella vaccine. After rubella vaccine, at least 28 days of pregnancy avoid is important. There are two doses which are there. So after every dose, she has to take the contraception or use the contraception for minimum 28 days. So total 2 months she should avoid the pregnancy. Then tetanus booster if she has not received. Okay, so this is all about the puerperium you should be able to mention. So we'll summarize again. So what is the importance of early ambulation? Early ambulation is one of the most important measure in the puerperium because it prevents the DVT and pulmonary embolism, improves bladder and bowel function, accelerates uterine involution, and improves maternal well-being. Ibuprofen is considered safe during the breastfeeding and is commonly used for after pains and perineal pain. Then, what is the weight of the uterus after the delivery? Around 1000 gram, which becomes 60 gram at the end of 6 weeks. The fundal height for first 24 hours, it will remain constant. After that, it will reduce by around 1.25 centimeter or half inch per day. Uterus will become pelvic organ by around 2 weeks. Endometrium will regenerate by around 16 days. The placental site will be healed by around 6 weeks. The sequence of the lochia is there is initially lochia rubra for 1 to 4 days, 5 to 9 days it is serosa, and 10 to 14 days it is lochia alba. External cervical os after the childbirth will be like a transverse slit. Okay, physiological leukocytosis up to 25,000, and there will not be any other symptom of infection. Then hypercoagulable period, most hypercoagulable is a 48 hours, but still there is a hypercoagulable state during the puerperium also. Okay, so that finishes the today's topic. Thank you.